Hello everyone, dear friends and fellow boxers. Today we continue exploring the essential topic of boxing theses that help and strengthen you during your preparation for a fight. The next thesis is this: do not be afraid of anything, because when you start to feel fear, you are depriving yourself of a very special kind of wealth. A brave person, a courageous person, is always fueled by new and interesting ideas. And whatever he takes on, he is not afraid, because the charm of this wealth adorns a man. I'll say it again, the weak are needed by no one. You must be strong, you must be wealthy boxers. There are 3 levels of wealth for a boxer. The first is gold. Gold is the inherent attributes and characteristics given by God Himself. It is ability and uniqueness. Every person has it. Everyone has divine gifts and inner gold from God. These are His most exceptional qualities, and these are His very best talents. Some have a voice, some have the ability to draw, some to sing, and some have the sharp skills and natural instincts of a fighter. That is to say, it means having a heightened sense of attention and a more serious and deeper approach to everything. It is a fundamental approach to how we view life. Because in this life, one of the primary motivations for men is to survive. This is exactly the form that, well, without gold, achieving this becomes impossible. It is done by developing your gold, and by constantly multiplying this gold. In other words, talent cannot be allowed to stagnate, and talent cannot stand still at all. Because everything that happens to him, most likely he will simply burn himself out. And unfortunately, there are many such tragic cases in our world today, because people often squander their precious gold, those unique abilities given by God Himself. The second element is silver. This represents redeemed time, specifically the time you spent on your education and personal growth. This is the valuable time when you learned through deep suffering, when you finally found solutions to situations that once seemed completely hopeless. Silver is truly precious, because any time spent working hard in the gym will help you in any case. It will help you realize what it truly means not to be afraid, not to run away from the challenge, but on the contrary, to learn how to use that fear to your own advantage. The third category involves gemstones. These are separate individual components joined together, and this is the work of a team. You know, I remember that I once had an experience in my life with one of my friends. A geologist decided to show off and showed me a whole glass full of natural diamonds. That is, a diamond is a very hard mineral. And so, in nature, when they are found, maybe 1 out of 100 is transparent, all the rest are not. But it's like he gathered glass from a dump and just poured it out like that. At the first moment, I honestly even thought it was some kind of a joke, that it was just a piece of ordinary glass. But then he took a real diamond and easily cut the glass with it. So it really strongly resembles that specific scene when the boys come into the large hall. They are all similar to one another, just like these ones. Natural diamonds found in the wild can be this hard. It's just that it is impossible for you to process or refine it in any way. You can't polish it at all. But a team, it's made up of people constantly working together, rubbing against each other for years, rubbing off on each other, picking up the very best qualities. Unwavering courage, remarkable endurance, and the vital ability not to give up no matter what. And you can easily pick up all of this because, well, it is clear. Many people come in here and they're afraid. They often think the sport of boxing will kill them. But in my own personal case, boxing actually gives life. To put it another way, it provides so many essential things and valuable lessons that you can only truly pick up while working within a team environment. Of course, there are individual training programs where specific skills are honed to perfection. But all the primary foundations are laid by the team, laid by the people around you, by your friends, by the comrades who are standing right next to you, and who, without any doubt at all, help you. And there are results from this help. Pure gold, shimmering silver, and rare precious stones are exactly what are put on grand display at the very, very end. And if you have ever seen a meticulously cut and polished diamond, a true brilliant, just think about how much light it holds, how much play, and how much sheer beauty there is within it. After 3 to 5 years, the boys who were once uncut suddenly begin to take on such magnificent and striking forms that you simply cannot help but stand back and admire them. Sometimes I come into the gym, and in the sparkle of their progress, these remarkable diamond-like guys are the ones who never gave up. No matter what stood in their way, they kept that internal fire and that deep, unwavering love for their craft alive. For the sake of their sport, they preserved this passion to the very end. And with people like that, you know you can successfully go on any mission together. So guys, don't be afraid and don't be shy. Search deep, discover your passions, and work on yourselves consistently. There is definitely a wealth of gold and potential waiting inside of you. You still have the time to redeem yourself and to have your best qualities polished. Whatever you do, do not bury your talents. Most of the guys who come here are trying to change their lives for the better, but in the end, they often start getting burned by the process. But you just need to carefully protect and preserve those tiny, subtle, and seemingly insignificant things. Firmly cling to your inner strength. No matter what happens, keep that strength. Strength itself is neutral. It doesn't belong to anyone. It's simply a unique and special journey that you go through. There is immense strength in both speed and endurance. And this is the attribute that truly adorns the character of a man, to be strong, which also means never being afraid of the unknown. Thanks to your qualities, it will be much easier for you to focus your attention and energy on a specific fight during your daily training sessions, or on a series of training sessions that help you improve. That is precisely why the essential ability to value and preserve your riches largely depends on the specific extent to which you do so. Exactly how much you truly want to keep it all for yourself depends on you. I will say it once again for you to understand. In the ring, you are fighting completely and utterly alone. And so if you do not have this gold, if you do not have any silver or other precious stones to rely on, then you will find that you have absolutely nothing left. It will become much more difficult for you to perceive the true reality, so please don't be afraid, do not be sad, and do not worry. Always walk the straight and narrow path. There you will find the ultimate truth, struggle, glory, and your immortality.